other than Soji Oyawe, right? I got it.
Absolutely.
You're very much welcome, sir. The MD CEO, Resource Intermediaries Limited. You're very much welcome to the Business App. What is your take about what is happening to the Nigerian economy? Look at what has been accepted. How many people are thinking of luxury now? People are thinking of essentials, how to put food on the table, or perhaps how to stay afloat in a depleting economy. So, what is your take about what is happening to the Nigerian business landscape in general?
Thank you, Frank. First, for the privileged invitation. The reality is, when you talk business, business in itself is a solution to a problem. So the more problems, the more crises we have around, actually the more the right kind of businesses thrive. The truth, however, is yes, at different times, some businesses made that. What I've found out, I've been an entrepreneur for 18 years now, running thriving businesses in this economy, is that leadership of most of those businesses is primarily one of the greatest challenges with thriving and growing in an economy like ours. A lot of leaders, I mean, you can't give what you don't have.
Very true.
A lot of leaders just think it's just about the capital or the money. But the most important skill requirement to run and drive a business, from my experience, and this is also proven, are your people skills. And so inflation and all of those issues, terrible as they may be, when you have the right kind of leadership, one who is vulnerable in accepting that they don't have all the answers, and builds the right kind of team, you would always find solutions. And once you can create and sustain value, money, that's why it's called currency. It's a currency. It's always moving, always flowing to where value is created. With all due respect, we are thriving in this economy. So what you want to do critically again is invest in your people. Believe me, it looks so simplistic, but that is what it really requires. But check a lot of businesses, what kind of pay do they pay their staff? What kind of welfare benefits do they have?
Don't think it's a ripple effect. So what happens if when my sales drops and it costs more now to operate, my OPEX has increased, would I have more money to pay salaries?
That's the error most businesses make.
Okay.
When the economy is like this, that's where you need to invest more in your staff. Because it is just, once you grow your people, they grow the business. It's not the other way around. But most people, for my organization, Resource Intermediaries, for example, every staff is guaranteed 2 paid trainings per year. And I have 185 core staff, about 11,000 outsourced staff, guaranteed training. So we spend more. Look at the COVID that just went through. No staff was laid off. No staff salary was cut. They were at home. Guess what? The moment we all were called back to work after COVID, we made our highest profit ever. So, but that's why I said who you hang out with. It's contrarian. It's like costs are going up, so I need to cut. No. Invest in your people. When you build your people, they build the business. Because you, the owner, the driver, you are limited. You don't have all the answers. But a lot of our successes have not come from the executives. It's come from the least paid staff in the organization.
To invest in the people.
Invest in your people. It's the best weapon. Then you, the business owner and driver, consistently develop yourself. John Maxwell calls it the law of the lead. You can't give what you don't have. Your business can't grow beyond what you, the driver, knows.
Okay, so let's come to people. If you look at it in Nigeria,
no one goes into business in the past without going through apprenticeship. So what has really happened is people just gather some money, some skills, and they launch out. So they've lost the benefit of learning and being apprenticed. Right? I'm also a life and business coach. So for times like this, get a business coach. Someone who's been where you'd like to be, so that they can show you the road. There's just no other way. And that's the mistake a lot of people make, especially those in tech businesses. the young people, they're able to raise a lot of capital.
A lot.
They raise the money,
yeah.
but then they can't run the people because they lack people skills, and they failed to have learned from someone who's been there before them. And they always bite their fingers. We started with just 3 staff in 2006. So when I say we're over 11,000 staff now, it's a journey. And all I'm trying to share here are what I've practiced. I submitted myself to be tutored and guided by those who have gone ahead. And then humble yourself to recognize that you don't have all the answers. And I'm very strong on building my people. And guess what? They build a business. That one business now has about 4 subsidiaries, including part of the ideas that come from that kind of structure. We're now in Ghana, we're in Kenya. So when Naira is weak, we're benefiting from FX earnings. So it's about your people and growing yourself. And in this economy, the longer you're able to build that capacity and that strength, it shows. And the market may be shrinking, but you retain the bulk of that shrinking market.
The bulk of that shrinking market. The first episode of the Business Hour in 2024 this year, we had 3 seconds silence. You know why? We're mourning 7 startups that went down the drain in Nigeria. Those 7 startups cumulatively raised $70 million. Mr. Shoji, they raised $70 million. So it tells us that it looks like that equation where people are always, the lowest hanging fruit that people hold on to when they have a cascading effect in businesses, there's no funds. We don't have enough capital. So it's just that it looks like it's not really about money.
It's not about the
a couple of them had co-founders in conflict. A couple of them had governance issues. A couple of them had a host of many other issues. And there was even one that had fraud involved, was paying himself, I think, $15,000. So if you look at all this monthly, what is your take regarding that tech ecosystem? Because the tech ecosystem is one ecosystem that has been, it looks like it's thriving, but at the same time, when people, if you're seeing a lot of people raising a lot of money but still failing. So what do you think can be done in that ecosystem? Because it looks like it's a bit different from the traditional business.
A great element of such failures is corporate governance. Just like you have said, if you institute proper corporate governance, even if you own the business, submit yourself to a structured board of directors who would provide some oversight and ensure also that board that you are constituting, which does not have to be a formal board of directors that meets statutory 4 times a year. Yeah. It could be an advisory board, but people with versatile, complementary skills and experience than you have. Because like I said, capital is not the most important requirement to run or do any business. It's not. Capital will always flow to ideas. So if your idea is sound, and that idea, you can enhance your marketing to those who have the problem that your idea solves, capital will flow towards you. That's the area a lot of people do. And that again is why, like I said, we don't have apprenticeship model anymore. But what has replaced that is get a business mentor, get a business coach. It will cost you time, it will cost you some money, but save you a lot on the long run. But many run away from that because they've raised the capital and they have the first class and the 2-1 and they think they know it all. I'm a third class graduate, by the way. But look at what I've accomplished. Just submitting myself to that vulnerability. Build your people, then they will build a business. It's simplistic and it will cost you money to do that. It will take time. We didn't make a profit for the first 5 years of our business. For 18 years now, we've created several other businesses. Why the losses the first 5 years? I learned the hard way, what I'm now teaching. Because I also try to do it my way.
Yeah. Some people are thinking, okay, should I go watch a YouTube video? What skills should I learn? What kind of people skills can you recommend? What kind of investment can I do? Someone is actually thinking, should I go invest in the capital market or invest in crypto? So I don't know if it will just break it down for the man on the street to understand. Because it's literally the man on the street who grows the economy.
Absolutely.
We are in for the informal sector is the anchor of the Nigerian economy.
Absolutely.
So if you look at that, the man in the informal sector actually needs this information. But it looks like sometimes we're talking above their heads. Some people don't even understand what to do next. So what can they do next? What is the step by step?
The first thing I recommend is to try and work on communication skills. Communication skills, because once you're in business, you always communicate. Primarily first, again, with your staff, with the community you serve, with the customers. So communication skills, and which a lot of people also lack, especially communicating with multi-generational workforce and community. I'm a baby boomer. I'll be 60 in the next few months, for example. So you can imagine my worldview and the way I look at things is completely different from the way a Gen Z, a millennial, or even a Gen Alpha, some of which are already coming into stream. So if you don't train yourself to have that kind of a skill set, you're going to be having frictions consistently. And if your people do not buy into your vision, which communication is required for you to do, then they're just working with you for as long until they get another job. And God help you, they are millennials. They don't even resign. They just find out they don't come to work again. And when you call them the next day, hello, who is this? We haven't seen you at work. The response will be, which work? Gotilo? Yeah, they don't resign.
Very true.
As it is. So one is communication skills. Next to that, the advice I'll give anyone in business is look for who or what is succeeding in that sector you want to go into. They don't have to be Nigerian businesses. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. Then find how to adapt what they're doing and customize it to the local environment.
I think that a particular tribe in this country have been able to do that very well. Igbos.
Absolutely.
There's even a movie to that effect.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So on the study, you spent like almost equivalent to how many years you spent in university. Some 4 years, 3 years, 5 years. After on the studying, then they set you up.
It's a capital, even with customers and the likes. So that's still the way to go. It's still the way. Again, if you don't have that formal Igbo model, which I think it was actually studied in Harvard or somewhere.
Yeah, it was.
As it is get a business mentor. There are many out there. And with AI and Google, if you don't know how to find one, just Google it. They're all over the place. But I'm not talking of motivational speaking, which I'm not, for example. I'm also a business mentor and coach. And that's why I'm pointing at outcomes and physical outcomes you can see. Everything I'm saying, they are visible and verifiable out there. So just submit yourself to that kind of governance. It's also part of corporate governance. So don't say you own it all, so you are the know-it-all, be-it-all. That statement you made earlier, however, that startup, the marketer, the HR, the account, that's normal. That's how it has to be at start. But gradually begin to scale and build some governance around your business. It's even a lot easier these days. When we were starting, right, as you try to scale up, you need to engage the accountant, you need to engage the lawyer, you need to engage the marketer. These days, you don't have to employ any of them. Just outsource. There are accounting firms, there are accounting apps, there are HR, there are lawyers, legal apps.
Yeah, true.
You don't need to employ, so you're not paid salary. You're just on retainership. You just outsource those services and you'll find that you have scaled up as it is. But again, get help, submit yourself to be mentored. We're in Ghana now, we're in Kenya, we have the bunker services, the subsidiary business.
Yeah.
We also have Mingla delivery service. We've not succeeded in raising $1 funds in this market for 18 years. And these businesses are worth billions. Right? I can't even raise funds to buy a generator. It's that ridiculous. So I understand how it feels. First, if you're running a business, except you're a trader and you have someone who's committed to buy everything you are producing, run away from funding because of the costs. My general advice is don't borrow more than 20-30% of what you need, except you have been buying and selling, and there's an off-taker who is taking everything you have bought. Otherwise, you usually will be run aground again, you just spoke about what the MRR is.
Very
So
true.
you took a loan when it was 15. Suddenly in 6 months that rate is 26. Right, and you're borrowing at 30 something. What profits are you going to make out of it? Right. So my advice, maybe because I've not experienced it and I've been frustrated, including the banks that all my turnovers go through. I won't mention their names here. Because what happens when you want to borrow? The requirements are completely ridiculous, which again is why some go offshore to raise it. But I'm still of the school of thought that to run a proper legacy business, which is what my expertise in, a business that outlives the founder, it takes time. In fact, these are 3 things I learned from, what's the Amazon guy's name again?
Bezos.
Bezos. So there are 3 key things if you want to run a good business and run it successfully. Number 1 thing, have a long-term view of the business. Have a long-term view of the business. Number 2, be innovative. Constantly looking for how to do things different. Number 3, invest in your people.
Long-term view of the business.
Long-term view,
Innovative.
invest in your people. And if you check his businesses, a business is like an aeroplane. If an aeroplane wants, so not a helicopter.
Yeah.
A helicopter wants to move,
Yeah.
it lifts up
Sure.
and until it reaches cruising level before it moves.
Yeah.
Most people think that's how a business is, and that's where they get frustrated. A business is like an aeroplane. For an aeroplane to take off, it starts in and going very fast, all wheels on the floor. After a while, the front wheels lift up, the back wheel is still on the floor. Then after another time frame, the back wheel lifts up, but it's still ascending.
Very true.
Before it reaches, you can now take off your seatbelt. Long time. A business is like that. And I believe your program is not for the trader.
True.
It's for someone who wants to run a business.
Very true.
As it is. Have a long-term view of the business. Be innovative. Invest in your people. And again, you can be guided along these lines by someone who's been there. There's nothing new under the sun. My mentors have mentors. My mentors have mentors. But a lot of people go into business, so it's not about the capital. Money is important, but the purpose of a business is not about money. It's about getting one customer from the value you create and keep that customer and get the next customer. Over time, that money will come.
Over time, that money will come. I love that statement. You've heard from Mr. Soji Oyawoye, who's talked about the fact that you need to invest in your people, invest in yourself. If you are the only one running your business, perhaps you are your HR, you're your financial advisor,
You're
you're everything.
just an employee who has
You-
employed himself.
exactly.
They're not running a business yet. They're still at- I'm a fast learner, so I learn quickly. I don't repeat the same mistake twice. For example, when I was in secondary school, Federal Government College, Lagos, Janiki. As it is with most Unity schools, I had classmates, children of the president, but we are low-end people. You know, Unity schools, particularly those days, was by merit. Now there's a bit of quota and whatever. My mother, late mother, was a trader, so she sold clothes. And I didn't know until I got to Lagos Federal Government College that men don't wear flowery shirts. So she would make shirts for me and my brothers from material she's selling. So cotton material, they think I'm so shirt. Trouser, poplin trouser. So these big boys will laugh at me. But I learned early never to let them know I felt embarrassed. But each time they laughed at what I was wearing, I never wore it again. So that's just one of those examples. The business, 18 years, we can say all of that now. First 5 years were terrible. Big mistakes in business. The reason being that I resigned from banking as a general manager, treasurer of the bank, and I felt I knew all there was to know about business. Big mistake. And first 5 years were losses. And I'll mention quickly some of the mistakes I made. One, advertisement just gets you known. So about 30% of our startup capital we push into adverts. We had billboards in 2006. If you arrive in Nigeria at the international airport, you will say, "Welcome to Nigeria, resource intermediaries." The Korodu Road, we had billboards. So people knew us, but they never bought. It's one of the best adverts I love most. I usually adverts from Airtel. But I don't use an Airtel online. But I love the adverts. So it's a mistake most businesses make. So I learned that the hard way. It's matter. You know? Perfect example is 6 or a 9. So if you don't help the leader or the owner to grow in their leadership, then they cannot inspire followership. That, you know, the same way we are brought up, men don't cry. Who told you? People who don't get delivered of that have nasty marriages, usually break down or kill themselves. Because the man has issues. But he's been told, be a man. But he's dying. What is the meaning of being a man? You know, like sometimes one of my staff, I don't mean to, but guys, we're in trouble. The tax people did this. Salaries, I'm not sure how next month will be. We need to find a solution. Once or twice in my 10 years, tears have been dropping. I'm having a staff meeting. They connect. Now, but to get there, John Maxwell says there are 5 levels of leadership. 70% of leaders are on the lowest end. The authority of their leadership derives from their position. I'm the MD, I'm the owner, I'm the GM. Real leadership starts from level 2. Real leadership starts from you being intentional in building relationships with the people you lead. You must connect with them individually. If this was my team, for example, what motivates him may not be what motivates you. So I can't just say increase salary.
Like him now, his money.
For some other person, maybe applause. For some others, it's my showing up. So when you connect with people individually, then they start to follow you because they want to, not because they have to. For most business owners or leaders, people are with you because right now they have to. The moment they find an alternative, they go. The bulk of my 185 core staff are millennials. Millennials, you are lucky if they give you 2-3 years employment. I have millennials that have been with me 10 years, 12 years. They don't go. Why? Because I recognize how leadership grows. It's by being emotionally intelligent and connecting with people individually. Then it gets to a stage where they don't see themselves as employees anymore. It's like, this is our business. And the route is you go first for the heart. Through the heart, you will get into the head. Then they will give you their hand. But most business owners and employers do it the other way around. They want their hand and they believe I'm paying them a salary. So with their, because of that, no unemployment and the likes, I will get into their head, then they must love me. No. They don't love you, but they'll be doing all the yes sir, yes ma'am, until they get another opportunity, they're gone. But most people, they stay.